All right, well, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple different Christian programs. I'm going to be talking about kindergarten options. I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to show you a few different options. The pros and cons, what I like, what I don't like. Because I bought pretty much every kindergarten curriculum there was available. But first I want to show you some products, some pretty cool products. So this is one you may not have heard of. This is the Mini Luke, and it's Brains Challenger Complete Set, ages 5 to 7. So what it is it has this right here. Pardon all my cords, my office. So what it is, so these are tiles you put down here. Okay, you take a book from here, and they have all different things, all different ages. And it tells you down here K through 2, ages 5 to 7, brain jogging. So it's got everything from playing with colors and shapes, to visual discrimination games, to concentration training. I mean, it just has a ton of stuff in here. It's got math, playing with colors and shapes. So, and it's got skill level up here. So it'll tell you how complicated it is and what you should start with. So for example, you could start with the theme-based learning. So this right here, it has math ones too. So let's take a look at this. So this is just a puzzle I am picking randomly to show you. Let me move these out of the way to show you how to do it. Now this will cost you about $100, but you can get them not used because it's not very popular, but you can get them the starter sets for $40. So look at this. So this gives you a hint. So this is that. No. So the purple is the purple there. So this is your clue. Purple is purple. So I would assume white would be white, pink would be pink, because this is a beginning level. This is a skill level easy. Okay, so the first step we would go number 1. And number 1, we put purple to purple. Number 2, we put green to green. That's the same shade of green. Number 3, we go dark purple to dark purple. And we would go 4. Okay, so you do the whole puzzle. Now, once the whole puzzle is done, let's pretend that we did the entire puzzle, how it's supposed to be, or we made some mistakes on this one. We didn't do it exactly correctly. All right. Now you'll know, so then you put it like this, you fold this over and flip it. If this pattern matches this pattern, you've done it correctly. So remember the couple that we did, so you can see that we got, I don't know if we did, yeah, we got like a couple right because the ones I did correctly, we got correct. But I mean, other than that, usually it's easy to get them all right. And if not, you know, head back and look at each one and see where you did wrong. So what's great about this is some people use it as a starter to the day. Like, hey, this is, you know, we're going to start a school day. Let's start with this. I use it as, this is a challenge. If you don't want to do such and such a work, well, you can do one of these challenges in here. And either I pick a puzzle or you can pick a puzzle. I also like it because it forces you to slow down and concentrate because they're not hard, a lot of them. Like, even if you pick the easy ones, they're not hard. But you have to have patience. You have to sit there and concentrate. And I like that. Okay, before we get started too, I'm going to show you a couple of the books that I like, that I personally use. These are, to me, these are my like favorite out of all, because I bought a bunch of Christian books, I bought a bunch of music books, I bought a bunch of art books. These I think I recommend. So this is Just Like, I Want to Be Just Like Jesus. And what it does is it's got all these, Jesus was dependent, thankful. And then we start with Jesus was dependent. It has a quote from the Bible. It has a little explanation about Jesus and what he did. It's got Jesus and me, and then a prayer for today. Okay, and so that's how it is every day. Jesus was thankful, quote from the Bible, discussion about that, little passage you can read about that, what he did. Jesus and me, and then prayer for today, and a quote, I will be thankful. Okay, so that's kind of what I like that, simple to the point. This for art, I have 2 options. For art, I have, this is one of my favorite. This is Lindsay Volan. Lindsay Volan, they're DVDs. You put the DVD on. We've made some of these already. You put the DVD on. My son loves them. And she teaches you how to be an artist is what she does. I believe they start in preschool, but you can start it in kindergarten. This is another option, how to teach children art. And it's basically, okay, cool it down, changing colors. Color, primary colors, which Lindsay Volan teaches as well. So this is not by Lindsay Volan. This is just how to teach art to children, step-by-step directions, almost 100 projects. So it's got curved or bent lines, which is very important, teaching lines when it comes to art because that's just the basis for drawing, learning about shape. And then it's got step-by-step. Give children the flannel board and some felt shapes. Have them manipulate the shapes. And it's got your materials over here, what you're going to need. Materials over here, what you're going to need. Mostly for Lindsay Boland's, you just need markers, paints, and construction paper, and some extra large drawing paper. That's about it. So this has, clearly this has felt as well. This is name shapes. Draw an example or find an example of each shape and write it in the box. So very basic, but you know, they're young kids. Okay, here is poetry. I have a bunch of poetry books. This is for little kids. This is romantic animal poems. Rhino Mister and Rhino Miss gaze at the moon in rhino bliss. They rub their rhino tusks like this, and now you've seen a rhinoceros kiss. So they're kind of funny. Turtle love. So that's just an option. Romantically ridiculous animal rhymes. Also called It's Bear Hugs. So there's that option. This for music. This is one of my favorite books. I have a few music books as well. I have someone who's really into music. Now, I have another kindergarten video where I explain all about the curriculum I use, which is no curriculum for kindergarten. But that's my number one option. But I've tried all the other curriculum options out there. So, but this is cute because this is a mouse who's going to his first concert. He's going to see Mozart. And it's got tuning and symphony number 5, dun, 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 which I think is dun, 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 1. And then it's got what is a symphony? And it's got the little mice listening to him like, wow, and explanations, and the concert master. So it's got definitions. So let's talk Abeka. Abeka is my least favorite kindergarten program, and I love Abeka. I love Abeka stuff. I have a lot of Abeka products. I've used quite a few different products from quite a few different years. The kindergarten program, I bought the full program for them. No, I didn't. I bought all the children's curriculum for Abeka for kindergarten. I didn't buy the teacher materials because I thought there's no way that it's hard enough that I got to drop a $500 additionally after paying for those children's materials to get the teacher materials. And if you want the videos on top of that, which is someone teaching the videos to your child, that's an additional $500, I want to say. So you're talking $1,500 total for one child. So I was like, no, I'm just going to drop the $500. I could not teach it. It was unteachable without the teacher materials. And it was so intensive too. That's the thing I don't like about the kindergarten is it's so intensive. I don't know how you would get a child to sit and do it all and go through it all. It's very intensive, but I'm sure some children can do it. Another option of what you can do, especially because there's a lot of children out there that at kindergarten age, at grade 5, are not ready for stuff. But you can practice their numbers with them. You can get them ready because a lot of curriculums, like math curriculums specifically, are prepared to begin in grade 1. There's also, as well, language art programs that begin mostly in grade 1. They will have a prep of this is what you need to learn to start our curriculum in grade 1. So one of the curriculums I do like, but for various reasons I didn't use it, but I bought it all, was The Good and the Beautiful. I think it's good. I think it's beautiful. I don't think it's overwhelming to children. And it has a good, when you start the language arts program for level 1, it has a good kindergarten prep. So I like The Good and the Beautiful for that. I like them for the cost. I think they're good. I think they're beautiful. Now, when we're talking about all-in-one Christian curriculums, Abeka is an all-in-one Christian curriculum, meaning they don't even sub out their math. Like a lot of curriculums, when you'll see all-in-one, they sub out language arts and they sub out math. Abeka doesn't do that. And some of the Abeka readers are the best readers ever. I bought them for every year. The only year that is the first year, which is, and they're labeled 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and they're just readers you can go through. It teaches you some additional words. It has morals to the story. I think they're just fantastic. I've showed them in a bunch of videos. But the first couple in kindergarten or in grade 1 are a little boring because they're essentially your child's supposed to be reading at that level. That's another thing with Abeka and some of these all-in-one programs is that if you have a neurodiverse child, they are not excellent generally at handwriting. And so an all-in-one program like The Good and the Beautiful, an all-in-one program like Abeka, they're going to be a little behind in some areas. Those programs are great if you're 100% at that level. But what you can do is you can wait, especially for The Good and the Beautiful. You can wait and just put it off 6 months and try again in 6 months, like The Good and the Beautiful language arts. And then they should be maybe then your child will be at a level where some things will be easier, but they're going to learn it quicker. So you don't have to worry, oh my gosh, my child's behind. First of all, you're homeschooling, so they're not really behind. And second of all, when they get older, they will pick up the information a lot faster and retain it a lot easier than they would have at a kindergarten level. So I get it. At least for me, I wanted to sit down at kindergarten. I was like, great, I'm so excited. I got this curriculum. I want to go through it and do it with them. And that wasn't how it was received. And it didn't turn out like that. But rest assured, when they got a bit older in the grade 1 year and towards the end of kindergarten, we were able to make a lot of progress in a lot of different subjects, just not the dream I had pictured where, oh, let's all sit at the table and we're about to, okay, language arts is up. Okay, social science is up. Okay. And for history, I didn't teach any history in kindergarten, period. I did buy a bunch of all-in-one curriculums for from a bunch of different companies. And eventually I chose what I loved from this company, what I loved from that company, and what I loved from another company. Now there is like if I had to give an award for the best curriculum, I would say My Father's World, I think, is a great curriculum because it's very Charlotte Mason. It's not, some people find it a little easy, but it's all done for you and not in an overwhelming way as well. Like Sunlight, I found some of their programs I really liked and some of them I could not stand. I couldn't stand Sunlight Science for kindergarten. That to me was ridiculous. I've said it in a million videos. I just do not care for an experiment every week. It's just a lot of work on the parents' part, and that's just their Sunlight things. However, the book selections for the HBL for Sunlight, my kindergartner loved. They were a lot of Dr. Seuss, which I never would have thought to pick. I know it's ridiculous, but I never would have thought to get them. And he loved them. Now, the grade 1 thought those were ridiculous. I think they're ridiculous, but the kindergartner loved them. What we didn't like and what I didn't end up using was the Bible curriculum for HBL. I don't think it's a good Bible curriculum. I honestly think they should be ashamed that that's their Bible curriculum, is it's a CD with songs on it and then a book that you can get off Amazon and just read through, which I don't think is aged appropriately for them. So that's why I chose that book that I showed you in the beginning. Again, I have a ton of different ones of these that I went through, and this is the one I'm going through first. And we read it every day, and then the next, and then we move on to the next, whichever one I want next. And we keep progressing that way. The problem is just a little bit with a lot of these all-in-one curriculums, which if your child is not, like we are not at handwriting. So, for example, for math, we're way up here. We're way up here, this grade level, but for handwriting, we're like way down there. My Father's World, The Good and the Beautiful, Abeka, and Sunlight. No, I think I mentioned them all. Like I said, there's winners for everyone. The Good and the Beautiful is a winner. Some people feel that the math isn't sufficient. It's all sufficient to teach your child. It just depends. I find with programs that they'll suit some children and they won't suit others, but my child found it very enjoyable. The math program, it's very enjoyable, very easy, very gentle, but it's Spiral. And Spiral, whereas Abeka, I believe, does Mastery. Abeka does Mastery. My Father's World subs out and uses, I want to say Singapore Dimensions, I think is the math they use. And then the Good and the Beautiful makes their own or whatever. And was there a fourth one? I keep feeling like there's a fourth one that I keep forgetting. Oh, Sunlight. Sunlight, you can choose any math you want, and they just incorporate it in. So they also sub out math, if you will. So that means to me that they don't make it themselves, which again, not a problem. It's fine. But I find the Good and the Beautiful's math, personally for me, very confusing because it's Spiral, which means it jumps around. We're doing addition. Then we're playing a board game. Then we're talking about time. Then we're back again learning subtraction. Then we're over here talking about, left and right and it's too much for me. So I've done a whole video on a bunch of different math programs I prefer, and I'll leave it linked at the end. But yeah. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like to like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit the bell for notifications.